Get ready for a walk down memory lane. I'm the Flannel Fox Tim Swernick, and I reviewed The Longest 5 Minutes on the Nintendo Switch. What? Who am I? What am I doing? Coming to and fighting a Demon King has to be the worst way to realize you have amnesia, which is exactly how The Longest 5 Minutes begins. Cutting back and forth between this deadly standoff and the memories that led you to this very moment, the hero you play as will relive his journey from beginning to end. The Longest 5 Minutes is a JRPG where you're retracing your forgotten life with your 3 travel companions. Playing as Flash, flashbacks of you leaving your village, saying goodbye to your parents, and traveling through this pixelated world lead him to the hero that he is today. Quite fleshed out and translated very well, the dialogue is modern, funny, and genuinely intriguing. Upon starting to play The Longest 5 Minutes, I was immediately taken back by the utterly amazing music. There's a short montage in the beginning that is so moving, and the music throughout the game does not disappoint. The graphics, while nothing special these days, are done very well. It has very bare-bones interface, reminding you of an SNES-era JRPG. Exploring the world in The Longest 5 Minutes is fantastic. The towns are full of characters with short and sweet side quests that give you a reason for chatting up everyone in town. Whether you're reuniting a mother with her son or trying to beat a high score of the arcade machine in a local pub, the conversations don't seem forced. Sitting back on a Saturday morning chit-chatting the locals is a great way to spend some time. In certain sections of the game, you'll encounter some fun environmental puzzles. When defeating the demon at Galacta Tower, you have tons of directional treadmills to traverse in order to reach the top. Little surprises like this throughout the game help to spice things up. Being a huge fan of turn-based combat, I was very excited to jump into The Longest 5 Minutes, with 4 teammates all having attacks based on their equipped weapon and some having magic abilities varying from healing to fire attacks. Quickly I realized the enemies didn't pose any sort of a challenge, and the combat became very repetitive almost immediately. Waiting and waiting for the combat to challenge me, make me scratch my head and await the result of my decision to no avail. Eventually selecting the auto mode for all combat interactions, whether dungeon crawling or fighting a boss. Auto attacks help you quickly breeze through any encounter, which to me was the biggest letdown of the game. Having no real connection to the combat or repercussions no matter what style of play really lets down the other systems that the game has in place. Upgrading from a steel to a silver sword doesn't really matter if you're guaranteed to win the battle anyway. To that point, collecting money and experience don't really matter, which is a huge missed opportunity in my opinion. The Longest 5 Minutes truly has me torn. While normally I play JRPGs for the addictive turn-based combat, that is the weakest point of the game. However, the story the game tells and the way it tells it hits so many of the right points that I had so much fun in this beautiful world. With such a fantastic soundtrack narrating your epic journey, it's impossible to not be drawn in. For fans of walking sims or simple exploration game, I can't recommend The Longest 5 Minutes enough. But if you're looking for a challenging, grindy JRPG, you may want to let this one pass. That's why I'm giving The Longest 5 Minutes a 7 out of 10. You enjoyed this video game review? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, follow me on Metacritic and Twitter at TheFlannelFox. See you next time, Switchers.